So ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Combine, and with it, a ton of new Dallas Cowboys information is coming out. So you're going to get a bunch of videos from me today and tomorrow as I'm going through all the stories in the way that I would want to put them in videos. So this is the bigger one to go off of first, and that is that according to Michael Gehlken and with what Broaddus has been saying and company over at the 105.3 of the Fan, they're saying something big is in the works in Dallas. Now, that can mean a ton of things, and we're going to talk about what that could be here today in this video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Now, before we begin today's video, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be awesome, and thank you so much for the support. Also, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell as well. Over 87% of you guys watching are not subscribed, so if you keep coming around for more Dallas Cowboys content, I just highly recommend you hit that subscribe button and go from there. So, look, I hate this time of year because we always hear something's in the works and all this other stuff, and to be real with you guys, I don't know what it is, but knowing how the Dallas Cowboys operate, the term big could mean a whole lot of things when we say what big is versus what Stephen Jones and company is saying what big is. So let's first start off with one of the biggest things that has to happen if they want to make a big move. You got to open up cap space. Now, we're going to talk about the Tyron conversations and the Tony Pollard conversations because those are going to be huge for the free agent acquisitions and how your cap's looking. But really, if I'm being truthful, the biggest thing is going to be the decision you make on Dak Prescott. It seems like a foregone conclusion they are going to extend him, whether you like it or not. That is one of the ways the Dallas Cowboys can open up cap space and ultimately build the roster accordingly if they think that this is the window for them to pursue a championship, which it is. So with that being said, if the Dallas Cowboys sign Dak Prescott, they'll immediately save around $22-ish million, and then they'd be under the cap, and they'll be able to start making some moves. So if they're going to look at going after an Odell Beckham Jr. or making a trade, that's going to be the first domino to fall. I don't think we can have a conversation about something being big in terms of an acquisition without you having the necessary cap space or doing the moves to do that, whether it be you redo Tyron's deal, you redo a certain other deal, or you extend Dak Prescott. It doesn't matter. If you don't do that, then all the other stuff's a moot point at that point. So let's first go off of there. I think that the biggest news that they're working on is a Dak Prescott extension and maybe another one. The word big when we talk about this front office could mean things internally. Like, I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, guys, you know what? Maybe they're going to go. We don't know that, guys. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at it because the Cowboys have shown a propensity under the Jones leadership to trade for wide receivers, especially when they're desperate. Now, I did put a spoof tweet saying that they're interested in Amari Cooper, so that was funny. But with that being said, I wouldn't be shocked if the Dallas Cowboys, if they're trying to upgrade, the one position I know they will trade for is wide receiver, like in terms of like a premium pick. Now, I don't know what's going to happen there, but what I can tell you is that I do believe that if there are names to keep an eye out on, Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Cooks, and Jerry Jeudy were all names, by the way, that were associated with the Cowboys last go-around before the trade deadline. And they might revisit that this go-around and might have some other options. I've talked about Robert Woods on this channel. We've talked about some other guys. But I think that that's what you're going to look at, is that the Dallas Cowboys, as of this current point in time, if they're going to look to make a big move, it's most likely going to be for something on the offensive side of the ball. But if I'm being real, I think that this big news is going to be some extensions. With that being said, it's probably going to be Dak Prescott getting extended, and then after that, maybe Trevon or CD. I don't see the Cowboys doing anything outside of that. I would honestly be shocked if they do that because, if the Dallas Cowboys go sign Odell Beckham Jr., do I think that's a big move? Not really. I think that you get a guy that you kind of have to hope, like with, Michael Gallup, that God forbid he has recovered properly to where your team doctor says he's good to go and he'll be a productive player. So even if you do go get Odell Beckham Jr., let's just say that's the big move, you still need to add another receiver in this, whether it be through the draft or free agency. I think if the Cowboys were smart, you want to go after a guy that you want, with that being said, let's just say it's Odell. That's their guy. They sign him. He's the number 2, however they want to go about it, and they like him. I think you go after like a Robert Woods or someone cheap. You know, people have talked about Kenny Galladay. No, thank you. But I think that that's where you stand. You add 2 guys in free agency, so you shore this thing up, because, again, your receiving core is very bare bones. You have CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup post ACL, which if you want to just say he's like going to return to form, cool, but we don't know that. Then you have Semi Fehoko, Jalen Tolbert, and, you know, a bunch of other guys through practice squads and stuff like that. And that's not really a recipe for success there. What I would tell you is that if the Dallas Cowboys were smart, again, go sign 2 guys and draft a dude and go from there. Because you want to build this offense around Dak Prescott. And if you're going to extend him, you can't just sit on your ass, especially when you lower the cap hit, and act like you can't do anything. Because that's a load of hogwash. So with that being said, I think the big news is it's going to be something internal. And if they're going to go after someone, if that's the big news, I'm going to speculate it's Odell Beckham Jr. being signed. I would be shocked if it's anything else. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, more content is going to be coming out throughout the day as it has been recorded. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. This is Space Cowboy Media signing out. Goodbye.